The Proxima Centauri B shimmered, a sapphire jewel against the black velvet of space. It was a sight that filled us with awe and trepidation, a reminder of the vastness of the universe and our small place within it. Our ship, the Audacity, pierced its thin atmosphere, leaving a fiery contrail in its wake. The descent was turbulent, the ship shaking as it fought against the planet's gravity. We held our breath, knowing that this was just the beginning of our journey. Touchdown, silence. A silence so profound it felt like a living presence pressing against the hull, seeping into our very bones. It was as if the planet itself was holding its breath, waiting to see what we would do next. We were explorers, scientists, soldiers, trained for this moment, yet utterly unprepared for what awaited us. Each of us carried our own fears and hopes, our own reasons for being here. We had studied the data, run the simulations, but nothing could truly prepare us for the reality of stepping onto an alien world. We were here to find the lost colony, established decades ago and then lost to the void, swallowed by the silence that now pressed upon us. The colony had been a beacon of hope, a symbol of humanity's reach into the stars. But now it was a ghost story, a mystery we were determined to solve. Our mission was simple: make contact, assess the situation, and bring them home. Simple. But simplicity is often deceptive. We knew that the reality would be far more complex, fraught with challenges we couldn't yet foresee. We had prepared for every contingency, but there was always the unknown lurking just beyond the edge of our plans. The airlock hissed, equalizing pressure with a sound that felt alien in this alien world. It was a small reminder of the technology that kept us alive, a thin barrier between us and the harsh environment outside. We took a moment to gather ourselves, to steel our nerves for what lay ahead. Our boots crunched on the crimson sand, the only sound in that vast, echoing silence. Each step was a reminder of the distance we had traveled, the journey that had brought us to this point. The sand was fine, almost like powder, and it clung to our suits, a constant reminder of the alien world we were now a part of. The landscape stretched before us, a vista of towering rock formations sculpted by winds we couldn't feel, bathed in the orange glow of Proxima Centauri. It was a beautiful, haunting sight, a reminder of the planet's ancient history. Each rock, each formation told a story, one that we were eager to uncover. Beautiful, yes, but also desolate, unforgiving. The planet was a harsh mistress, and we knew that it would take all our skills and determination to survive here. The environment was unyielding, a constant challenge that we would have to overcome if we were to succeed in our mission. And then we saw it. A faint glimmer on the horizon, a shimmer in the air that spoke of something different. It was a sign, a clue that we were not alone. Our hearts raced with anticipation, the silence around us suddenly filled with the promise of discovery. Hope surged through me, a beacon in the silence. It was a fragile thing, easily shattered, but in that moment it was enough to keep us going. We moved forward, driven by the possibility of finding the lost colony, of bringing them home. We had found them. The lost colony of Proxima B was lost no more. The settlement stood before us, a testament to human resilience and ingenuity. It was a moment of triumph, a reminder that even in the vastness of space, we are never truly alone. We approached cautiously, our every sense on high alert. The shimmer resolved itself into a structure, a dome of some kind, shimmering with an energy we couldn't quite place. It was alien, yes, but there was something familiar about its curves, its lines. As we drew closer, we heard it. A low hum resonating from the dome, vibrating in our teeth. It was accompanied by a faint melody, a series of rising and falling tones that seemed to dance on the edge of our perception. It was music of a sort, but unlike any we had ever encountered. Haunting, beautiful, unsettling. Then figures emerged from the shimmering doorway of the dome, humanoid but taller, more slender, their movements fluid, almost liquid. Their skin shimmered with the same energy as the dome, their eyes large and luminous, reflecting the orange sun like pools of molten gold. These were not the colonists we were sent to find. These were something else. But behind them, walking with a hesitant gait, were humans, worn, thin, but undeniably human, the lost colonists. They looked at us with a mixture of hope and fear, their eyes wide with an emotion we couldn't quite decipher. We had found them, yes, but the question was, who had found whom? The colonists, we soon learned, were not harmed by the beings they now shared this world with. Instead, they had found a new way of life, one that was deeply intertwined with the alien beings they called the xenoliths. The Xenoliths, as they called them, were not their captors but their saviors. These beings had extended a hand of friendship and cooperation, offering the colonists a lifeline when they were on the brink of despair. They had found the colonists on the brink of extinction, their technology failing, their hope dwindling. The once thriving colony was now a shadow of its former self, with systems breaking down and resources running out. The Xenoliths had taken them in, shared their technology, their knowledge, even their strange, shimmering energy. This energy was unlike anything the colonists had ever encountered, a source of power that seemed almost magical in its properties. This energy, it turned out, was the key. It was the lifeblood of this world, a force that could heal, sustain, and even enhance those who learned to harness it. It permeated this world, emanating from the very core of Proxima B. The planet itself seemed to pulse with this energy, a living, breathing entity that was both beautiful and terrifying. The Xenoliths had mastered it, harnessed it, and now so had the colonists, albeit to a lesser degree. They had learned to tap into this energy, using it to power their technology, heal their wounds, and even enhance their own physical abilities. It manifested in them as heightened senses, increased strength and agility, even a form of telepathic communication. The colonists were no longer just human, they had become something more, something new. They had adapted, evolved to survive in this alien world. Their bodies and minds had changed, becoming attuned to the rhythms and energies of Proxima B. We, who had come to rescue them, were now the ones who seemed primitive, out of our depth. Our technology, once so advanced, now seemed crude and ineffective in comparison to what the colonists had become. We who clung to our technology, our weapons, our fear, we had come with the intention of saving them, but it was clear that they no longer needed saving. They had found a new path, one that we could barely comprehend. They had moved beyond such things, embraced a different way of being. They had let go of their old fears and limitations, embracing the possibilities that this new world offered. They had become one with this world, with the Xenoliths, with the strange, shimmering energy that pulsed around us. But at what cost? What had they given up to achieve this new state of being? This was the question that gnawed at me, that kept me awake at night, staring up at the alien constellations. Had they lost something essential, something that made them human? What had they sacrificed of their humanity to survive? Was it worth the price they had paid? These thoughts haunted me as I watched them move with a grace and confidence that seemed almost otherworldly. And was it a price we were willing to pay? Could we too embrace this new way of being, or would we cling to our old ways, our old fears? The choice was ours, but it was not an easy one. The future of humanity hung in the balance, and the echoes of evolution would guide our path forward. The days that followed were a blur of discovery and unease. Each dawn brought new revelations, and with them a fresh wave of uncertainty. The landscape, once alien and foreboding, began to reveal its secrets, but with every answer came a dozen more questions. We learned to communicate with the Xenoliths, their telepathic language, a symphony of emotions and sensations rather than words. It was a form of communication that transcended the limitations of spoken language, allowing us to share thoughts and feelings with an immediacy and depth that was both exhilarating and disconcerting. Their motives, we discovered, were not conquest or exploitation, but curiosity, a thirst for knowledge that mirrored our own. They sought to understand us, to learn from us, and in turn to teach us about their world, their history, and their way of life. This mutual exchange of knowledge became the foundation of our fragile alliance. They saw in us, in our differences, a reflection of the universe's infinite possibilities. Each interaction, each shared experience, was a testament to the boundless potential of cooperation and understanding. The diversity of life, both human and alien, became a tapestry of interconnected destinies, woven together by the threads of shared curiosity and mutual respect. The colonists, caught between these two worlds, navigated this strange new reality with a grace that belied their ordeal. They adapted to the alien environment, learning to coexist with the Xenoliths while maintaining their own cultural identity. It was a delicate balance, a dance of adaptation and resilience that required constant vigilance and open-mindedness. They were a bridge, a living testament to the possibility of coexistence, of understanding. Their daily lives became a symbol of hope, a reminder that, even in the face of the unknown, humanity could find a way to thrive. They forged bonds with the xenoliths, creating a new community that was greater than the sum of its parts. They moved between our two cultures with ease, translating our words, our customs, our fears. These interpreters became the linchpins of our interactions, ensuring that misunderstandings were minimized and that trust could be built. Their role was crucial, for they were the ones who could bridge the gap between our vastly different worlds. But fear there was, simmering beneath the surface. Despite the progress we made, the unknown always carried with it an element of danger. The colonists' unease was palpable, a constant undercurrent that threatened to undermine the fragile peace we had worked so hard to establish. The soldiers in our midst bristled at the xenoliths' alien presence, their fingers twitching towards weapons that seemed pathetically inadequate against beings who could manipulate energy itself. Their training had prepared them for many things, but not for this. The tension was a constant reminder of the precariousness of our situation. Some of the scientists, too, viewed the xenoliths with a detached curiosity that bordered on suspicion, their minds struggling to reconcile what they observed with their preconceived notions of the universe. They probed and questioned, seeking to understand the xenoliths' biology, technology, and culture, but always with a hint of skepticism that hinted at deeper fears. And the colonists, they were the heart of this new world, the ones who had to live with the daily reality of our coexistence. Their hopes and fears were the pulse of our community, driving us forward even as they held us back. They watched us with those same unreadable eyes, a mixture of hope and apprehension flickering within their depths. The xenoliths, too, had their own fears and uncertainties, their own hopes for a future where we could live together in peace. They had found a home here, a fragile peace, but they knew that our arrival had the potential to shatter it. The balance we had achieved was delicate, and it would take all our efforts to maintain it. The future was uncertain, but in that uncertainty lay the promise of something greater, a new beginning forged from the tapestry of trust and trepidation.